Before we get to Jason, I want to give you an update on Hurricane Ian. The storm's death toll has climbed into the triple digits. The number of recorded storm-related deaths rose today to at least 101 in the week since that storm made landfall in southwest Florida. Ian is the second deadliest storm to hit the U.S. mainland this century after Hurricane Katrina. It is now 11:16 on this Thursday night. And Jason, you and I were talking about this. Hurricane season is still more than a month more than a month to go. We're talking around Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. The last day traditionally is November 30th, but of course in years past we've had hurricanes, at least tropical systems, loom into December. The year of Katrina, 2005, that was a very active year that carried far past the last day of Atlantic hurricane season. We don't have to really too much worry about that, at least for us here in northeast Ohio. There is a couple of areas we're watching in the Atlantic, one of which is likely going to turn into a tropical wave that could affect the Yucatan. Another one is still far out into the Atlantic. But at least the folks in Florida and even the Caribbean, they can kind of take their breaths right now as we are still marching towards Atlantic hurricane season. For us here at home, though, we don't have to worry about tropical systems. We do have to worry about a wallop of cold air is coming into the area overnight tonight through the day for tomorrow, as well as looming towards the first half of the weekend. Overnight tonight, we'll start to pick up even some light showers across northeast Ohio. Temperatures will maintain for the most part in the 50s. This is where the frontal boundary is right now. It's not too far away, and we're already beginning to see a little bit of changeover happen as far as our wind directions and wind speeds. But when you look at the frontal boundary, it is extending all the way from Canada all the way back towards Missouri, even back towards Kansas at this hour. And in fact, we're already getting a little bit of changeover in terms of precipitation back towards Lake Huron and also Lake Superior. Snow showers moving through in these areas up there. We will not have a column of air extending from the base of the clouds all the way down to the ground below freezing. So we don't have to worry about any sort of changeover or mixed precipitation here. Mixed and or snow, we don't have to worry about that. It's just likely going to be light rain. In fact, the models are kind of slapping off in terms of how much rain we're going to be accumulating. But as I said before, the frontal boundary is already moving into northeast Ohio. You can see where it's extending back towards Ashtabula, all the way back towards Mansfield, where we're starting to get that north wind to come in. Sandusky is already experiencing that. We're still on the leading edge of it, okay? Which means we still have some mild conditions out there, upper 50s to low 60s, even from Ashtabula back towards Mansfield, low 60s at this point. When you look at the temperatures on the surface from 24 hours ago, we're still averaging about 10 to 15 degrees warmer from 24 hours ago. That is not going to be the case this time tomorrow. In fact, we're going to flip the script on it when we look at the temperatures for Friday night. Rainfall accumulation still very conservative here, and I think we'll likely just kind of a few spits to really talk about here. That was the Euro model, and the NAM is really kind of following suit as well, roughly about a tenth, perhaps even 2/10 of an inch. So let's roll the clock forward here. Your National Design More hour-by-hour forecast overnight tonight. Again, we're changing our wind directions and also wind speeds. We're going to have a due west wind come in shortly after the midnight hour. Once the frontal boundary passes prior to about daybreak for tomorrow, 5, 6, 7 a.m., we're talking about a northwest wind, 10 to 15 miles per hour, and it will be breezy. Light showers to start out. We can have some of those lake effect bands coming on through, and we're likely going to have our temperatures hanging out in the low 50s for us for the first half of the day on Friday. If we get a little bit of a clearing, which I think we could, late morning hours, 11 a.m., perhaps even around noontime tomorrow, we could have some peaks of sunshine if you're coming down to Progressive Field for the Guards tomorrow. Mid-50s expected, but remember, we have that breeze coming off the lake. The surface temperature will be in the mid-50s, but it could feel like the low 50s, perhaps even the upper 40s. So light jacket, sweater will be possible. And also remember this, we still got those lake effect showers to really deal with for tomorrow afternoon as well. We will begin to tie things off as far as precipitation goes late Friday into early Saturday. And what could happen here, we'll start to clear our skies out west towards east. And once that happens with high pressure, will drop in terms of surface temperature. So we could be talking about a freeze and or frost for some areas waking up early Saturday morning, such as Mansfield. The model wants to show about 33 degrees waking up at 7 a.m. on Saturday. So we will be mindful of that. Check this out in your Union Home Mortgage 10-day outlook. Looking ahead here, we start to climb in our temperatures by Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday will be dry, and we could be nearing 70 degrees again by the time we get to the middle of the week next week, and then we come back down. As Russ, I always like to say, what goes up must come down. So we have more cold air coming for next weekend, maybe not quite as freezing out there.
Now, you do always say that, and you're always right.
I do my best.
All right, Jason. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.